What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. The po-pos are on the scene, and now they done called up their big brothers, the FBI, to come out here in these streets and deal with our girl, Tiffany Henyard, aka Super Mayor, aka the City Girl Mayor. Come out there and deal with her dusty self. But we got proof that they did show up and do a subpoena. Now, she was talking about that was fake news. It really wasn't true. They didn't do an FBI raid, which was true. They didn't do an FBI raid, but they damn sure did a subpoena. What is in the subpoena? Let's check it out.
Show Dolton trustee Tammy Brown the subpoenas that were delivered by 4 FBI agents at Dolton Village Hall Friday afternoon. Directed to the Village of Dolton's custodian of records, they're headlined "Subpoena to Testify Before a Grand Jury." And that's significant because it's our first official confirmation that a federal grand jury has been impaneled to investigate allegations of rampant corruption in Dolton. In fact, the subpoena discloses they began meeting in November of last year.
Oh my God. Someone has heard our cry. Finally, someone has heard the residents of Dolton, and they're actually going to do something about it now.
One of the subpoenas asks for personnel and disciplinary files for 29 Dolton employees. Trustee Brown reviewed the list of names and told us they all have one thing in common.
All of these people are loyal to the mayor. Every last one of them are loyal to the mayor.
So that's the first part of what's in the subpoena. The second part in the subpoena deals with this.
The other subpoena asks for information about Village Administrator Keith Freeman, Mayor Henyard's top deputy, who you may remember tried to block us from talking to the mayor when we did a story about her police security detail last year.
Mayor, why do you need so many officers, details, or your security?
The subpoena focusing on Freeman asks for payments, tax records, and any contracts given to a list of companies, some of which are associated with Freeman according to a search of LLC records.
It would be my somewhat educated guess that there have been allegations raised by third parties that those businesses, or at least some of them, were sham businesses. They didn't really exist. They provided no legitimate services. And he was submitting phony invoices to the village, which were being paid.
Now, let me kind of talk about what the former FBI agent was saying. And this is very important. First of all, Keith Freeman has an extensive criminal record. Keith Freeman is not a business person. He's very similar to Jay Morrison. He's a guy who is a felon who wants to legitimize himself amongst business people. If he was a legit business person, there would be no reason why he's a multiple felon, just like Jay Morrison. They would have never had to go that route in the first place if they were legit business people, which they are not. However, because Keith Freeman is in with the mayor and they have access to this budget, this is one of the reasons why they wanted Alice Key off the bank account, and they wanted to control the spending because, well, if he has these bogus businesses, which Keith Freeman is not a very talented guy at all, he can make these sham businesses. He can then either be a middleman in charge for products and services and bill the village and they'll pay it out. What's not being talked about is that person, Keith Freeman, could also give Tiffany Henyard a cut of that. So basically, look, you come up with a business. I'm going to pay the business from the village of Dolton, the taxpayers. They're not going to get any value for money. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a percentage of what's going to happen. This happens in almost every third world country. It happens in almost maybe any country in the world. These are called kickbacks. All right. So Mr. Keith Freeman is a person involved in kickbacks. My question is to Tiffany Henyard, why would you risk your political career, like you were a trustee for 8 years, just to get into office and then after one term, destroy any possibility of you ever having any job ever again in your life at the tender age of 40 or 41? Dealing with somebody like Keith Freeman, I mean, you know, there's a guy that had the grape charge that you hired. And then you have these people that are going to go to jail. Not only have you destroyed your own life, you've destroyed these other village employees. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if they don't do what you're asking, you're going to fire them. You're going to fire them. Okay? You're going to fire them. That was evident when your chief of staff said this.
Employee harassment. We have been told on numerous occasions that we will be fired if we do not comply. Numerous occasions that we'll be fired if we didn't comply. If we went to board meetings with the trustees, we'll be fired. If we went to tea with the trustees, we will be fired. If we return FOIA requests, we will be fired. In fact, if anybody been to the village hall, do you remember where the HR lady sat? I had to give up my office downstairs to put her down there so the trustees and the clerk couldn't get to her to ask questions about the money. I had to move 5 o'clock at night immediately. I had to move. I had to leave my office, my desk, and I didn't have nowhere to go. I had to sit around, float. How am I running the mayor's office and I don't even have a desk? But the HR lady needed to be downstairs, so they couldn't ask her the questions that she needed to ask. Now, it wasn't no fault of hers. Now, then let me say that. Don't come down on the staff because literally they're doing what they're told. Now, she's supervisor. I'm going to go back in the story. So today, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's supervisor. Yes, okay, she did her thing. Congratulations, yes. Supervisor, what does supervisor do? I don't know. That's a conversation between me and the supervisor. So she told me to reach out to the people there and get a play-by-play of the job duties because she didn't know what she was doing. But she's in control of $50 million budget, 185,000 residents.
So that's your former chief of staff. There's a lot of employee harassment that goes on. You intimidate people. I mean, it's very cowardly to do that or you'll be fired. It would be different if maybe this was your company and you built this company based on your own efforts. But the people who like to brag the most don't do any work because they need somebody else's funds to be a big shot. As somebody like myself who I work every single day of the year, I started on YouTube with nothing, humble beginnings. You guys know I've worked my ass off to have the little that I have now. Every day I was doing this while I was in the medical school, investing in equipment, paying editors, trying to be competitive on the platform. Hard work. I don't even have the attitude that she does. You got elected to a budget and you go around acting as if you're somebody. Why? Because people who act like that never have anything, okay? There are no talents. They don't work. They don't work hard. They're losers. And you have the unmitigated gall to go out here and act like you're somebody special. And then you hire these criminal guys. And the reason why you hire these criminal guys is because they'll give you kickbacks. I mean, what does Keith Freeman have to lose? His life is already over. He don't have anything to lose. But the person that had everything to lose was you. Now, your decision is going to affect your daughter. You might go to jail. You might go to prison. All for what? Because you were poor all your life and you didn't have any money? You were a slum landlord. You don't want to work. You want to live the high life. You love expensive weaves, expensive sandals and trips, and you love doing it on somebody else's money because you believe that God ordained you to rule over everybody else when you're a loser? How is that so? Thing about that's shocking is America, the United States of America, let me clarify that, is one of the greatest countries in the world for opportunities in any sector. As long as you want to work, as long as you want to invest in yourself, as long as you want to try hard, because there are many countries around the world where you just can't get an opportunity like you can in the United States. You can do it in the all black sector and make $1 million. You can deal only with blacks in the United States of America and make millions of dollars. You can just be in that niche. And if you work hard and do good business, you'll earn money. You can deal in the Pan-African sector. You can deal in any sector. There's people that make money by just talking about comic books, things like that. Every industry can be flourishing. Food, makeup. You can do it, but you don't want to work. You want to steal. We know Keith Freeman doesn't want to work. So now the FBI is on you. And then the thing that is so funny is you believe you're actually bigger than the federal government. Don't you know the federal government is the highest authority in the land? But to somebody who's delusional, they don't understand that. They believe in their own world. They are even bigger than the FBI. She may actually believe that she's not in danger. You can tell her that she's in danger. She believes that anybody else is in danger. She doesn't feel like I'm in that much trouble because you know what? Maybe God ordained me to have this. So he wouldn't have put me here if he didn't want me to have it. Well, we'll see you in Cell Block D next to Big Pooh-Keisha. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shady Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all of you. Skirt the bell. We're out.